I am going to show you how I made these really cute paper flower bouquets. These make great gifts because they last longer than real flowers and they're so easy to make. You could do them in any themed paper that you want. I use baby girl themed paper here, but you could do any theme and give them for any occasion. So the things that you will need are a hot glue gun and glue sticks. You'll need your craft paper of choice. I'm using Dove craft paper here. You'll need a stapler, some buttons and some wooden skewers for the stems. So you want to take your piece of craft paper, this is 6 inches by 6 inches, a perfect square, but you could use any size square. You want to flip it over so that the pattern side's on the bottom, and you want to take one edge to meet the other and just squash that down really firmly to make a good fold. So you are left with a triangle shape. Then you want to take one edge of the triangle and fold it up to meet the top of the triangle. And just make sure that you press that down firmly on the fold. And do the same on the other side. And just fold the other side over as well, and then you're left with a square shape that has these two little flaps. Then you want to take one of the flaps and you want to fold it back on itself to meet the edge of the square. So you're left with this kind of shape. So just taking it from the middle, folding it back on itself till it meets the edge, and do the same on the other side. So you have a shape that looks like this. Then we're going to do something called a squash fold. So you want to just poke your finger in between the paper in that little hole, and you want to wiggle it about just to create some space, and then as you wiggle it about, use your other hand to just flatten it down and squash it into place, and it will naturally kind of fold down into that shape. So you kind of have a squash fold that looks like that. Do the same on the other side, so just poking your finger into the hole and just squashing it down with your other hand to get this kind of like, I think it looks like an ice cream kind of shape. Like that, so you have a shape that looks like that. Then we're going to take the top of that shape and fold it back on itself just so it goes in line with the other side, and do the same with the other side. And then we're going to take this part here, this edge, and fold it back on itself again, and this should fold quite easily because we've already had a fold there from before we did the squash fold, so that should just easily fold over into place like so, and do the same on the other side. And then you're just going to roll it into the petal shape. So you're going to take these two sides and join them together, so just gently rolling them in towards each other, and then just pressing really firmly along the edge just to make sure that stays in place. And this is when your stapler comes in handy, so we can actually staple that into place. And depending on how thick your paper is, my paper was in between like paper and card, but some of it was quite thick. You might need to kind of really press down on your staple like I did here. Then we're going to put some hot glue just in between that space in the middle there, just to really secure it into place. And then just press on that really firmly just until the glue sets. And here's some that I did earlier that have dried now. So once they have completely dried, you can take one of your petals, and I just like to kind of bend it a little bit just to open it up and make it look a little bit bigger. And to make one flower, we're going to need 5 petals and your wooden skewer. So you're going to take 2 of your petals and we're going to glue them together like so. So we're going to run a strip of glue along the edge of the outer part of the petal. I think the easiest way to do this is to rest the petals on the tabletop, so to make sure that they are both even, and just hold them a few seconds to set. Then I'm just going to do the exact same thing, applying glue around the edge, sticking the other petal into place and doing the same. And once you have stuck 4 petals together, we're then going to put the wooden skewer into the flower before we put the final one in. So just pop quite a bit of glue into the middle there, and then just nestle your wooden skewer into the middle. And then just apply a little bit more glue along the edges of those 2 petals, and then just stick your remaining petal over the wooden skewer and to cover that space up. And there we go, we have our flower. Yay, good job. And the easiest way to allow these to set, I find, is just to place them upside down like this, and it just makes sure they don't fall or move shape or anything like that. We're now going to stick a button in the middle. I think this just really finishes it off. So I've got some wooden buttons. I'm just applying a little bit of glue into the middle of the flower and just popping that button into the middle, and I just think this really finishes the flowers off. You could use any colour buttons. I think the wooden ones give it a really lovely kind of vintagey look. And I did mention the paper that I use is called Dovecraft, that's the brand, and they do lots of different themes, so you could really make flowers for any occasion or even just for your house as decoration. I've just put my flowers into a cute little vase like this one, and it looks so gorgeous. These make such thoughtful, lovely gifts that people can have forever because they'll never die. And I actually made mine for my best friend who just had a baby, so I did a baby boy themed paper flower bouquet, but this one I'm actually going to give to my niece for her new bedroom. I just think they're so cute. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please subscribe. I've got lots more craft videos planned, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!